This virtual tour focuses primarily on the Sweetwater Branch watershed in Gainesville, Florida, as well as portions of the adjacent Tumbling Creek watershed. It provides examples of urban watershed issues and management, which are useful as a way of understanding how land use affects water resources within urban environments. But to understand the physical and planning contexts for this watershed, it's necessary to first view the watershed in relation to and within other watersheds, and to notice connections between surface and groundwater flows. The Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences, IFAS, defines a watershed as the region of land that drains into a specified body of water, such as a river, lake, sea, or ocean. Rain that falls anywhere within a given body of water's watershed will eventually drain into that body of water. The Sweetwater Branch watershed encompasses 3.3 square miles of East Gainesville, while the Tumbling Creek watershed is directly to the west and drains 3.8 square miles. In the Sweetwater Branch watershed, Sweetwater Branch Creek flows and begins as an underground seeps and daylights just north of the Gainesville Shopping Center in East Gainesville. It flows as a creek through the Duck Pond area and the heart of downtown Gainesville, then through the Depot Avenue residential and industrial district, where it is joined by a Rosewood Branch near Southeast 10th Avenue. Sweetwater Branch continues southeast through residential and natural areas before reaching an old landfill site. And further downstream, reclaimed water is discharged into the creek from the GRU Main Street Water Reclamation Facility. The creek continues south of Williston Road and flows into Paynes Prairie State Preserve, where it ultimately discharges to the Floridan Aquifer via Alachua Sink. But that's not the end of the story. Groundwater from this part of the Floridan Aquifer migrates northwest to be pumped out again for urban water supplies, or to reemerge at the springs along the Santa Fe River. The Santa Fe River is a tributary of the Suwannee River, which flows into the Gulf of Mexico. Historically, Sweetwater Branch was a small, spring-fed stream that meandered through a young Gainesville. As the city grew, so did the need to prevent flooding, and many segments of the creek were channelized. Today, the majority of the watershed is impervious as the creek flows through highly developed residential and commercial areas in the upper and central parts of the basin. Only a small portion of the watershed, the area south of the GRU Main Street Water Reclamation Facility, and the portion of the creek that flows through Paynes Prairie, remain undeveloped. Contamination issues in the watershed arise from both point and non-point sources. Point sources are a contamination source that can be traced to a specific location, like a pipe. Examples of non-point sources include stormwater runoff that runs over the surface of the ground and into the water body. Most of the urban development within the basin occurred prior to state and local requirements for stormwater management, such as retention basins.